Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider GO! Episode, the latest one. It'll be right in the topic, in the thingy. We got done watching it a few days ago, so if we're rusty, that's why. I thought this episode was fine. Actually, no, scratch that. I really like this episode. And it's mostly because it establishes this status quo that I think was missing for a good majority of the show. And like seeing Sogo and Gates interact normally and having Sogo like deal with actual school problems, like the ramifications of not going to school was good. I felt it was a necessary bit of world building. Alex, what do you think?
Oh, sorry. Like, it took Skype a second to pick up her voice. But, yeah, that's one thing I really liked about this episode. Now they kind of, like, bring it up. Mm-hmm. We hardly ever get, like, a Kamen Rider who's, like, in school. Like, the last few haven't been. Like, I think Forze was. But, like, you know, them kind of, like, using their powers to kind of, like, you know, in a school environment, you know, like using your time powers to cheat on an exam, like fucking, like who wouldn't try that?
And like on top of that, it like last episode we had the thing with the mirror world and showing us that like there are dark inner thoughts for Sogo, and this one is showing us, he's not above cheating. Like he definitely 100% like. His moral compass is not like on the straight and narrow, you know, like it grounds him a little more, you know?
Like with that episode, like it was a lot more plausible for him to become evil, but like for this episode, I don't know, I think a lot of the issues I kind of had were with Comrade Kaider.
Oh, Kakai.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of like felt a little bit like he was like occupying a lot of like time, but it didn't feel like worthwhile. Like I was like watching him like, okay, that's neat. There's like a Kaider based, you know, writer, but like why is he here? Is he just gonna be another one of those random forms for Gay's Revive to possibly be based off of?
Well, or was, since he's a future writer. But yeah, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. Because I absolutely love because like it's something I wanted in the series to begin with. Sogo like joining the writer on their mission, you know, like and meeting them not necessarily at their peak or anything, but like just fighting crime with them, saving the day with them. And this is the first time in a while that we've sort of gotten that situation.
You know what? I agree with you. The reason I threw out that other statement was because I forgot what the fuck he did in this episode and decided to throw something out there because he just put the question on me. But yeah, you know what? His like Soga's interactions with like all the Kamen Riders this series as a like whole have been pretty spot on. So him kind of like it's very natural for him. Like he's like it's really easy to get along with Sogo.
Yeah,
and I feel like that just makes like him kind of interacting with the writers just feel that much better. And now that he's like actually just like doing something with them, as opposed to just being like doing it by himself because he's the only one with the powers. Like it feels a lot better when he's like working with the team because he's just such a good team player.
Yeah. I also like that we finally have like sort of a clear conflict with Gates. Like he was so flip-floppy up until now. Like now he's flip-floppy with purpose. And like even if all the steps leading up to, you know, him being on the sort of flip-floppy side now didn't quite work, they do for me now. for whatever reason, like because he has this pressure from not only White Waz but Tsukiyomi, and like staying on mission. There was no problem with it before, where like Gates was the one trying to be antagonistic to Sogo, and then Tsukiyomi was like, no, don't. He might be a good. Just wait. But now it makes more sense that Tsukiyomi's pushing. Hey, well, it doesn't make sense for Tsukiyomi, but it makes more sense for Gates that Tsukiyomi is on this side and like, hey, we have a mission to do. Don't deviate from the path. But he my friend. I want a friend. I like that a lot more. Like the setup is better. Conflict's the same.
Like for me, I feel like Gage just sucked at being antagonistic towards Sogo, because like they were just like too good of like comrades, and like having Tsukiyomi just be like the evil at the end. Like it makes absolutely no sense because she was just kind of like on Sogo's side like so hard. But what happened like last episode that kind of like changed her mind?
Well, he used the Geo2 powers, which were basically the catalyst for Geo Day or Oma Geo Day, and she was like, "Oh no, he has those powers. He decided to use them, and these are the powers of Oma Geo." It didn't make sense, mind you, but it happened, and I don't care how, but it made for better drama between Gates and.
Yeah, I feel like for Tsukiyomi, like that whole aspect of her would probably make a lot more sense when we understand her loss in regards to Oma Geo.
But will we ever?
Like that's not like really relevant for the next point, because like the reason why like Gaze wasn't working was because like he was contradicting the development he already had. Like he has no reason to act the way he does. In fact, it's the opposite. So now that like they're like, you know what? All that stuff isn't making sense. Like, even though we set up Gaze to like act this sort of way, due to how like he kind of developed with Sogo, it makes more sense for him to act this way. Yeah, he's kind of like that more like reluctant partner. Like, Gio's all like, or Sogo's just like, you take care of this. I have fucking school, and that makes a lot more sense. Even though I thought they went to the same school as well, but I guess they only go there when they just feel like it.
I think it was just like, we want to spy on you for a little bit, so we'll pretend to be high schoolers for a bit. Yeah. I also find it very like the time jackers and how the one of them turned on it's fine. Like I'm so not interested in them that like it's a neat thing that they're trying. I don't know, maybe he'll defect or something, because like fans, I don't really understand their motivations.
Yeah, but we've talked about this like literally every like episode. Time jackers still don't make any sense. But the fact that they did something different, and that one of them got affected by the ride watches, it's a bit weird,
It is, because like they're upending this sort of like what I assume they want us to feel is like some sort of established, like, oh, he's not, they would never be chosen to do this, but like I don't really care. They're doing something. I feel like they're putting more importance on it than what we are taking away from it. Like I do not care. I don't care who has the powers, and I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Then maybe they could spin it some way, but like either way, we don't know enough about them to care. We don't know enough about the Time Jackers to really like see that them being turned into another rider is important in any way.
Yeah, but it did make that one skinny ass chick feel a little suspicious of the shower.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was just like, oh, maybe he's not on our side. Maybe I'm expecting. Nah, I don't know.
I think this guy might be evil.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Kikai, and I want his figure because I love Guardians, and I also want to get a bunch of like just normal people in 3 3/4 inch scale, and they will be the villains of my Kikai display.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
actually kind of weird for me to see him not look stupid. You know? Not be Zamigo for once. So
Yeah.
that was well appreciated. I can like leave this knowing that the actor is actually sane.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna be seeing him next week or this week since we're, you know, I will say that like that is a very neat way of like establishing that Kakai has a villain faction with minions and just not having to make suits. That is the most devious plan that I believe they concocted, and I love it. It's the most cost-saving measure imaginable, and I love every second of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about this episode?
Nope.
All right. So, guys, thanks for watching. Um, and if you want to, you can check out the watch along that went up the same time as this. And on the topic of other things, other content you can watch, I have a new podcast. It's called the Soda Pop Podcast. The link to that will be in the description and in the cards at the end of this video. So go ahead and check that out. I talk with Josh, Living Ranger Key, and Malunas at length about Soto. It's a lot of stuff. So, guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
Yep. See ya.
Mm-hmm. Where's Michael?
I don't know.
Did he actually think he was supposed to leave? I'm starting to believe that.
Man.